Hello, everybody. Welcome to Trek on Tuesday. Hello, Aaron. Aaron, when I say it's riding season, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh my gosh, Gina, you could be talking about anything. You could be talking about horseback riding. You could be talking about bike riding. You could be talking about ATVs, maybe.
Yes. Well, today we're talking about Polaris. So we're talking about a lot of things, but you've seen us go live and talk about their ATV program many years in a row. You've also seen us run a few contests over the years. One that is one of my favorites. It's hashtag helmet hair don't care. Very clever to whoever came up with that. Wasn't us. You know that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite as well. A very cool contest. Be sure and check the link out. We're going to tell you all about the details, how to enter the contest for this year. Speaking of contests, we have a special guest today.
Yes. Okay. I do want to say, when you enter this helmet hair don't care contest, you could be anybody. Okay.
Yes.
And the winners, are chosen. There were a couple winners from last year. We're lucky enough to have one of them on with us today. However, she's not just anybody. She's pretty accomplished.
We got so lucky, Gina. We got so lucky to have not just the winner of last year's helmet hair don't care contest. She's a scout, of course. But she also has a really, really cool hobby that she does. We're going to talk to her about all of that. Let's bring on behind the scenes, Brian. Please bring on PETA.
Hello.
Hi, PETA. So this is PETA Endonopoulos, and she is a life scout, so represents scouting. And PETA, we didn't get to ask you before the show. Do you want to give your troop a shout out?
Yes, I'm in Troop 216, Highland LaGrange.
Shout out, guys. We also want to give a shout out to Cub Scout Pack 92, Troop 38, Pack 38, and Pack 84. They're all watching. Guys, you're looking at an older, accomplished scout right now. She's into some pretty cool sports, I would say. PETA, out of everything you do, what's your favorite?
Probably the dirt biking. That's definitely in the top place right now.
We're going to get into just a second the details about all of that stuff, PETA, but I want to just go over real quick, if I could, for our viewers, the helmet don't hair contest. If I could, Gina, real quick, let's just hit on that. The idea of that contest is sponsored with our friends, as Gina said, at Polaris, and we want to see pictures of you, the viewers, with your helmet hair. You can submit them online. There's two different ways to do it, everybody, and I want to go over those real quick. One of the things you can do is submit a photo of yourself with your wild helmet hair. There's an entry form that you can get at that link down below. You can post it to Instagram using the hashtag helmet hair don't care, all one. Again, like Gina said, very clever. Helmet hair don't care, one word. You can do that. That's one way to enter the contest. The other way to enter the contest is to take the Polaris safety quiz. For those of you who don't know, Polaris is kind of the leader in the ATV industry. They're also the leader in ATV safety. So they helped us develop, you can see it at this link below, the safety quiz. If you don't have a picture of yourself with helmet hair, no worries. Just go take the safety. We don't even care. That's right. Just go down and take the safety quiz. That will also enter you into the contest. This is what PETA did last year. And look at her now. She's on here with us live on Trek on Tuesday.
We're going to show it again later in the show, but could we show PETA's picture just so everybody has an idea of what we're looking for?
This is the winning picture. We're going to embarrass PETA real quick. There she is.
Helmet hair,
with the helmet hair. She don't care.
Your helmet hair looks good.
Actually, that's almost unfair.
It doesn't look like you had a helmet on.
Yes, exactly, because it does look very good. PETA, what's going on here in this photo? Where is this? What are you doing here?
I was in Fox Valley. We were riding our dirt bikes on one of the tracks. You can see the track behind me to the right. Actually, the whole deal with helmet hair is actually your hair will just be frizzy. So it won't be like, and then it'll be like super dirty and frizzy. So it won't show too bad, but
your hair would be
very
frizzy.
bad.
My hair would, to me, I'd like the frizz. My hair just looked like a wet dog, just like stuck to my head, sweaty kind of thing. It's funny. This is a great photo. I'd say photo goals for sure. But we got a submission already for this year that I don't really know. I don't know. Can we pull that up? Well, this one's great. This one is really good. Now we're totally jumping ahead, but I'm too excited not to look at these.
We've gotten a handful of good submissions for this year's photo contest already. Some of this helmet hair, I think it looks great. I would be fine if my hair always looked like that. And by the way, as you can see from this photo, it doesn't have to be ATV riding. It doesn't have to be dirt biking. It can be any sort of sport. What, Gina?
This applicant looks much older.
So yeah,
I think this was my favorite so far.
Thank you, PETA. Thank you. In case you guys don't know who that is, nice. maybe this will help.
Whoa, cool dude!
This photo was taken, PETA, just a couple of weeks ago on a family vacation. I did some dirt biking, and I knew that this contest was coming up, so I said, you know what? I'm going to enter the contest myself. Why? Who says I can't enter the contest myself?
I thought this was a North Face ad.
I'm not going to win. I'm not going to win the contest, but I did. I don't look as good as PETA's photo, Gina. I don't think.
No, I think that this is actually a really good photo. And you know why I do like it, Aaron, is because I can see the indentions from the helmet on your head.
Yes.
And it calls to mind something we were talking about before we were live, right, PETA? So not every helmet is meant for every activity. You had a story about that, right?
Yes. So depending on the helmet, it varies between sports. So you definitely don't want to wear a helmet that's not meant for the sport because it won't protect you as much as if you would wear the helmet specifically designed for the sport. I used to work at a horse barn, and this horse barn, a lot of people would bring bicycle helmets, and you cannot wear a bicycle helmet on a horse because the impact is much harder if you fall off of a horse than off of a bike.
Yeah. That's such a good point. So you want to make sure the helmet you're wearing is rated for the activity you're participating in. We'll get more into that in a little bit. Just another reminder to enter the hashtag helmet hair don't care photo contest using the hashtag. We want to see your hair after you whip off that helmet. We hope that you have helmet hair because you should be wearing a helmet for a lot of different activities. Also want to remind everybody that you can check to see if your camp is running the ATV program, Polaris ATV program. We've got a URL at the bottom of the screen where you can find that. Aaron, you and I have gotten to talk a lot so far, but I want to talk to PETA a little bit. But before we do that, I want to clarify. So PETA rides dirt bikes, which is super cool. That is an activity you do outside of scouting. If you participate, really cool. I do believe you ride BMX bikes as well in scouting. Am I right?
Yes, I have.
Very cool. So what do you love most about riding?
In general, or just the BMX?
In general.
I say in general.
In general, I just love being outside in nature. We get to control these vehicles, which I don't have my license yet currently. So it's really nice to be able to ride and control these powerful bikes and machines and be outside in nature, exploring different terrains, and you get to take it at your own level and your own speed. So that's definitely been a plus. And I just love being in nature, and we always go to different places. And I love the motocross track. That's personally my favorite. So if any of you guys get into dirt biking or BMX, the track is definitely really fun. Going up all those tables and flying and stuff.
That's really cool. Speaking of getting into it, PETA, how long have you been doing it? And how did you get started? Is this just something you woke up one day and decided you wanted to do, or how did it all come about?
Funny story, actually. It came from kind of a TV show. Oh. So my mom was into riding dirt bikes and stuff like that when she lived in Europe. And then she came here, she had us, and then she kind of got caught up with life, and they sold their motorcycles, but they never actually took it to track and stuff. So a year ago, we ended up watching this show on Netflix, and we told our parents we wanted to try, and then we started buying the bikes and the gear and all that stuff and going out to track. So it was TV. So Netflix, thank you very much for helping me get into this.
What was the show?
What's it called? Give me one moment.
Yeah, take a second.
My goodness.
My husband is really into riding dirt bikes as well, and I can only relate it. I always thought that was such a cool thing, but never really, had done it myself. But I can only relate it to an old Disney Channel original movie. Shout out to everybody who knows what that is. It was called Motocrossed. It was great. Haven't seen it? You should definitely watch it.
PETA and I don't know that one.
Not seen it. Mavericks. That was the name.
Mavericks. Very cool. How interesting. Oh, I think you have a fan in the comment who's helping you out.
Somehow Katie knew.
Yes, Katie knew. A shout out to Sharon, who says her son's favorite thing at camp last year was the ATV activity. We got to give a shout out to Polaris as well. Camp Scout Pack 92. Guys, thanks for watching. PETA, what would you tell other scouts that may want to participate in something like the ATV program or, some kind of a riding sport?
With any of them, so especially with the ATV and stuff like that, listen to the adult. Definitely very important. If you ride safely, it's a ton of fun. It's a whole bunch of enjoyment. You get to try new things. It's fun to do with friends and get out and do stuff like that. But definitely wear the safety gear. Thank you, Polaris. I love their helmet. It's amazing. So far, the best helmet I've owned, and I've had 3 already. So definitely thank you for them. But safety and just have lots of fun.
Yeah, we're going to go into the 7 golden rules of helmet ATV safety here in just a little bit, PETA. But you were telling us earlier, helmet in your past really did, maybe you could say, saved your life, right? Or certainly there was an accident, as accidents will happen. Thank goodness you were wearing a properly fitted helmet. Can you tell us maybe real quick kind of what happened and how it's been?
So I was on the motocross track and one of the kids hit me from the side. He T-boned me and I fell over and I was about to hit a table. So I was like going like 40 miles an hour and he hit me and I fell off of the bike and I hit my head really hard. And I thought, oh, that was fine. I took some Advil. I sat out for a while. I was like, oh, I'm okay. I've hit my head before. It's okay. I went back on the track. I did a couple of laps and I passed out.
Wow.
While on the bike. So if I wouldn't have had that helmet, I don't know what would have happened, but the helmet definitely saved me. My head is still intact. I'm still able to function and everything works properly thanks to my helmet. Definitely don't go cheap on the helmet.
Yeah, not only was she wearing the helmet, she was wearing it properly. The helmet fit properly, and it was a helmet made for the activity. As you said, PETA, just any old random helmet isn't necessarily going to do the job. All these activities are different. All the ones we're talking about, by the way, to enter the Helmet Hair Don't Care contest, any kind of helmet, really any kind of sports activity helmet would qualify. Rock climbing, biking, ATV, as PETA said, anything like that would qualify. Please wear the right helmet. And we're going to get into those details a little bit later. Yeah, we got some good photos from some
great submissions already
of their helmets. Yep. Yeah, helmet hair. Yep.
If you guys are watching and you have questions for PETA, you can leave those in the comments. We'll be asking those to her towards the end of the show. Also, let us know if you ride ATVs. If you've been to a Polaris ATV program at Scout Camp, let us know. We want to give you a shout out for sure. We're loving these photos of other people who have submitted, who are entering the contest. When you entered the contest, PETA, will you walk us through, like, from the time you submitted your photo, when did you find out you won? What happened?
So I submitted my photo. I found out, I think, a couple months later. And I found out and I got shipped the gear. And I was super excited. I was waiting for the gear. Once I heard I won, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Because that was after my accident. So I was like, I need to get a new helmet. And I was already helmet shopping. And then when I heard I won, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to buy a new helmet or any of that stuff. And I got my helmet. It's a beautiful helmet. I love it. It works so much. It's cleaning wise and everything. So after a certain point, you have to like take out all the inside of the helmet and clean it and stuff like that. It's so much easier to put back together. I like the straps better and everything. I was so happy for it. And I love all my Polaris gear. Now that's the only gear I'll wear. So the rest of the gear is just over there.
So to get it straight, you submitted your picture, then you had this accident and
no, I had the accident prior.
Okay, but you basically totaled your helmet because once it takes a large bit of abuse or an accident or something, you don't wear it again. That's what it does. Like sometimes they crush and that's what they're meant to do. So you needed a replacement helmet. And this contest, you won one.
Yes.
That's pretty
I would say it was meant to be. Yeah, exactly.
It was perfect timing.
Yeah, and we got lucky because we got such a cool guest to have on our show. So Gina and I are very, very thankful. Gina, maybe I could just take a second real quick to sort of remind everybody about our relationship with Polaris. Just for those of you who don't know, we've done a couple of shows with our good friends at Polaris. They are great. They have been really, really great partners with the BSA for many years now, and they run ATV programs at scout camps. They provide the ATV equipment, and maybe most importantly, the training. They're the ones who train the BSA instructors on how to run a safe program. If you are interested in finding a BSA ATV camp near you, go to that link right now or right there, and you can find a BSA scout camp near you. If there's not one near you, hey, send a little note to your local council to say, hey, I understand that some councils have ATV programs. Maybe we should get one. We really do appreciate our partnership with them. They're great folks. And like I said, they are kind of, BSA, we've always sort of prided ourselves on setting the gold standard for safety in the outdoors. When it comes to ATV, when we first decided we wanted to look into having an ATV program, we kind of went, we're not the experts on ATV safety. We're the experts maybe on outdoor safety in general, but not ATV safety. Who should we call, I wonder? And Polaris was who we called. They've been a great partnership. Maybe if you guys don't mind, Pete and Gina, I can go over real quick what we kind of call the 7 golden rules of safety. Many of them are going to sound familiar to you, Peter, as a rider yourself, even though maybe a slightly different sport. As we mentioned, it starts with the helmet, and not just any helmet. It has to be a helmet made for your activity. We call it a Department of Transportation compliant helmet. And when you ride ATVs, Pete, I'm curious to know, when you ride your dirt bikes, what do you wear? What other stuff do you wear other than a helmet? You're wearing, it looks like, long sleeves and other stuff, right?
Yes, I wear long sleeves. I have padded pants with hip protectors in them. I have boots, pants, long sleeves. I have a chest protector to protect my chest and my spine. And I have the helmet, goggles, save you from rocks and everything. That's pretty much it. I should have knee pads, but I have to find better ones to purchase, but not yet. So I'm working on that.
That is very much in line with what Polaris suggests, or I shouldn't say suggest, requires that you wear on an ATV. Helmet, goggles, long sleeve, long pants, over the ankle boots, and gloves. Rule number 2, interestingly, Gina, ATVs are not meant to be ridden on paved roads. They're meant to be ridden on cross-country roads. You may occasionally have to cross a paved road. If you're on a trail, it might cross a paved road, but you're really not supposed to just ride your ATV down a paved road. ATVs are designed to be ridden off highway, and you could, Gina knows about, Peter knows about colliding with another rider. That could happen on a paved road. Do not ride your ATV on a paved road. Never ride, of course, under the influence of alcohol and drugs. I think that's pretty common. Makes sense for certainly us scouts. We would never do that. Never ride an ATV, or certainly a dirt bike, right, Peter, under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Interestingly, ATVs are made to be, or many of them are made to be single rider ATVs. If they're designed to be single rider ATVs, there's a reason for that. They're not supposed to have a second rider. So don't try to put a second rider on your ATV. There are some maybe ATVs that are designed for multiple people. Those are the ones where you can go with a second rider. Ride an ATV that's right for your age. I'm sure, Peter, when you try different bikes, as you've grown, you've probably had to move up in different sizes, right? They're not all created equal. The same thing for an ATV. You need to ride an ATV that's right for your age. And the last rule of ATV safety, supervise riders who are younger than 16. Peter, how old are you?
I'm 16 years old.
All right. So Peter just barely made it. Riders younger than the age of 16 should be supervised. ATVs are not toys. They are machines. They are very fun machines. They are very powerful machines. They need to be ridden the correct way.
Love that. And just a reminder too, if you're looking to get involved in a camp that has an ATV safety program or a Polaris ATV program, you can find that at the URL at the bottom of the screen. Here's something that I don't know that we've ever talked about on our shows, but if you're a council or a camp that isn't involved in the Polaris program, you can be. There's information on how to reach out and get and connected with Polaris to potentially get a fleet of vehicles at a great price. I was just looking at it myself. Definitely check that out, because I've never heard of any youth who's attended a camp that had an ATV program and participated that wasn't raving about it. Have you, Aaron?
No, absolutely. I have heard nothing but positive, 100% positive reviews. We even had a few in the comments, I think, just today about how positive their son's experience was at camp. A lot of that is because it's Polaris does such a good job running it. And I want to remind folks again to enter the 2023 Helmet Hair Don't Care contest. There's two ways you can do it. You can submit a photo to us, or on Instagram, you can post a photo with the hashtag Helmet Hair Don't Care, or you can take the Polaris BSA safety quiz. If you were paying attention to our video just now, you might have learned enough to do really well on that quiz.
Definitely. Check out that quiz, get one step closer to, like if you can't take part in a program right away, well, that's one thing you can do. And another thing you can do, PETA is proof, the Helmet Hair Don't Care contest does not have to be related to riding an ATV. It's whatever activity you're using, wearing a helmet,
We got photos of rock climbers. We got photos of, there was one really good looking photo of a gentleman, really distinguished gentleman in a mountain biking helmet. I don't know who that was, but it really
distinguished.
Yes, very distinguished. Yes, thank you. Oh, thank you, Brian, for putting it up again. Guys, please, really.
Well, the comments are not rolling in.
Thank you, everybody. Hey, Peter, real quick, since we've got you here, to remind everyone, Peter's a scout. What was your troop number at the time?
216.
Tell me a little bit about.
Yeah, I want to hear about it.
Peter, tell me, what do you guys do?
I love 216. I used to be in a different troop, but then I switched over to 216. We have like 130 scouts in total. Wow. So it's a very big troop.
Wow.
Everyone's super friendly. The adults help you rank up, so you rank up really quickly. I started in troop 216 about a little more than a year and a half ago, and I'm already a life scout. So they're super sweet. We all the time have high adventures. This year is Cavalcade. They did Philmont, Sea Base, the Northern Tier. So all the time, high energy, high adventures, and camping every month, meetings. It's just an amazing trip. I'm really glad to be part of them.
You said something that I like. You were in a troop that you didn't necessarily jive with. And I think people just need a reminder that if you are in a unit, a pack, a troop, a den, and you're not loving it, you can switch. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't quit. Just find another one that fits you. There's all different kinds of units out there. And you also mentioned Cavalcade. So I'm starting to piece together, are you a horse rider too?
Yes, I jump horses.
Okay. So you basically live in a helmet.
Yes, for sure. So
and you don't use the same helmet for that you do for dirt biking, of course. Yes, right.
Absolutely not.
Tell us a little bit about the horse riding. What's that like?
It's really fun. I love jumping the horses. The place I go to, they bring a lot of rescue horses from different places all over the country. And so I'll train them and work with them a bit and teach them how to jump and stuff like that. And if they fit with the barn, they'll keep them. And if not, they'll sell them to a better home so they stay in good places and stuff like that. So
I am also putting together that your family is good at the thrill-seeking sports.
Yes.
I was trying not to bring it up because I'm thinking, gosh, I really hope we get to do another track on Tuesday about it. But spoiler, your sister does luge, right?
Yes.
So where does this passion for these, like sports that I don't, they weren't even on my radar as a kid. Where'd that come from?
The horse riding, my sister and we went riding a couple of times and then we kind of fell in love with it. So she also does that. Yes, our family is very high adventure seeking. And the luge, she had a tryout that she tried. Luge tryouts, they come to different towns and they'll do like a slider search where they look at kids, how they ride, and they let them try the luge out and see if they're interested in it and if they do well in it. And she tried it out and she really liked it. And that year she didn't get chosen, but then she went back the next year and she tried it out, which was the last September, and she got in. So after she got in, we had to bring her to New York, here, Lake Placid, where I'm currently at, in March, and she had to do all this another tryout and training and stuff like that to see if she's willing to do it and how well she can do it and stuff like that. And now she got into the Junior Olympic team, and she's training here in Lake Placid, so she's living in the Olympic Center.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we were lucky enough to meet Peta's mom before we went on, and she told us that you guys were traveling right now. I wasn't going to say where you were, but since you said it, Lake Placid, very, very cool. And by the way, thanks so much for joining us while you're traveling like that. I know that's a busy schedule. We do appreciate that.
No problem. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for being on. We'd love to have a scout. We don't always get to have scouts on Trek on Tuesday, so we are lucky.
That her little sister's a scout too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I hope she enters Helmet Hair Don't Care, because I don't know. I haven't seen every submission, but I don't know if there's been a luge helmet submission.
She was thinking about doing the dirt bike one, but that's a good idea.
Well, I should tell her we've gotten a few dirt bike photos. Like Gina said, I don't think we've gotten any luge photos. So that's a great idea.
Sure. I'll definitely let her know.
Let her know. Yeah, definitely.
So cool.
Very, very cool. Peta, this has been a great show. We're going to show you guys a few more of examples of the photos that we've gotten from Helmet Hair.
This is one of my favorites, personally.
A really good one too.
This is how I feel, Helmet Hair Don't Care.
I love the fact how this young person has just embraced the helmet hair. I mean, if anyone ever lived the Helmet Hair Don't Care motto.
He's trying to throw up like a rocker hand signal too, but he just did something really fast, and I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, right. This is very, very good helmet hair.
That's helmet hair.
Yes, as Peta said earlier, yeah, you really just when you've got the helmet on, you really just can't worry about it. It's just going to lay down.
You can tell they were wearing their helmets because they're clean here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Everything else is dirty. Yeah, not only does a helmet protect your head, it keeps that part of yourself clean.
No one ever talks about how clean it keeps your head from dirt, sweat. I mean, but actually, Peta did talk about cleaning her helmet.
Yes, I definitely do have to clean my helmet because it gets sweaty. But the funny part is, after I take off the helmet, this bottom part of my hair that's sticking out of the helmet is like really dirty and crusty from the dirt. Mm-hmm. But the top part is just sweaty, clean. But it is clean. So that's kind of a good thing about that. So
that is fun. So you can save shampoo. Just wash.
Exactly. And just wash the bottom part.
Well, I want to give you a major shout out for washing your helmet. I bet there's a lot of scouts out there who don't, but should.
I bet there's some stinky helmets out there. So yes, thank you for bringing that up and setting a good example, Peta. Wash your helmet, people, please.
Yes. Is there anything else that you want to say? Any other shout outs you want to give, Peta, before we let you go? We were so lucky to have you, I know.
I think I'm all good. But thank you very much for having me on the show. I'm very glad to be on here.
Thank you for joining us. That was awesome, Peta. Tell your little sister we're going to be in touch. Keep us posted. Let us know how she does. Thank you all for joining us. We'll just leave you with another reminder. The 2023 Helmet Hair Don't Care photo contest is going on right now. It's in partnership with our good friends at Polaris. You can read more below. You can submit a photo using the hashtag Helmet Hair Don't Care, or you can take the Polaris BSA safety quiz. Either one of those will enter you into the contest, and maybe next year you'll be on. Who knows? But Trek It too, maybe. Who knows, right?
Yes, and you can find a Polaris ATV program near you. You can head to that website, put in your zip code, and you'll see which camp is closest to you that has an ATV program. And you definitely want to take part in that. It's definitely a safe way to get introduced to ATVs. So why not do it that way? I think it's just way better to go about it that way than just like jumping on an ATV somewhere with people who don't know what they're doing. So
I've never ridden an ATV. I don't think, Gina, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you have either, but we've talked with Polaris enough to where I feel like I know the program, and it's really cool. It's a really cool way. Another way, Peta said the way she got into her sport was being outside, right? Just love being outdoors. You know, there's a lot of different ways to experience the outdoors. And in scouting, we do hiking, obviously. We do biking. We do backpacking. We do canoeing. We do water sports. And we also, at select camps, thanks to Polaris, do ATVs. It's just another way of exploring the outdoors. We leave no trace. All that stuff still applies, which is very, very cool. Peta, thank you again for joining us today. We appreciate it very, very much. A reminder, everybody, please enter the Helmet Hair Don't Care contest. We appreciate it. Thanks to our friends at Polaris for sponsoring the show today. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We appreciate it. Have a good week. Bye, Peter. Thanks. Bye, Gina.
Bye. Thank you.